Hello. We are going into this game entirely blind, by the way. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know nothing about this game. I've just downloaded it. I've heard it's good, but I technically know nothing about it. So I'm going to share the stream out before I get past this stage, because I want to be fully concentrating on what's going on, because I know absolutely nothing about this game. I say I've heard nothing but good things, and people have been like, "Oh, it's better to go in blind." I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I personally know nothing. So we're gonna find out, I guess. Um, I'm just sharing and doing some little posts, so I do apologise. Um, oh dear, oh dear. I just had a what? Oh, it's gone forever. Um, no. Hello, Tor. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I want to have it a little bit higher than it normally wants to have it, but just for the benefit of streaming. I'm just gonna try and message Shrek to see if he's available. Um, right, confirm. Please enter the current time. 7. Oops. Why does it want to know the exact time, I wonder? 7:43. It's just changed to 7:44, but that's close enough. Begin the game. Let's do it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
I think we can do that job.
Others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
It's gonna ruin his life.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All of
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think am I meant to just do whatever he says? Is that what this game is? Where's the meeting room? It feels like a very... Oh, I've got a button to press.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't want to listen to him.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So I don't have to listen to him then?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh.
Yes. Really,
I've got an achievement already. I've been pressing X this whole time. I got an achievement saying, no, you seriously can't jump. Stop trying, we disabled it.
Vanished. Here you but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do I listen to him? Tom, make a decision for me. Oh. Fine.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
I'll be nice
walked
this time.
straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
The narrator's gonna hate me.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Oh, I've upset him. I've upset him. He's losing his mind. I'm 8 minutes in and the narrator's lost it. Because I'm not listening to him.
Left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh. I feel like I've already upset the narrator. Oh, okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to,
What have I found?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What did I do?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're gonna listen to the narrator this time. Didn't like that. That was crazy.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story
No.
somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
What?
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
I've gone and
then.
I've made him go
It's an
crazy
adventure.
immediately. Oh
Come,
God.
Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh no! I've made him I've gone in. Why have I done this immediately? Why did I just not just listen to him? Fuck it, we'll go this door. I feel like I've broken it already. Like I'm like
I'll say
seconds
it.
in.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Yeah.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I've broken. Thank you for the 10 stream streak, by the way, Strike. I should have just listened to him. I think
All
I've
of his
broken him
co-workers were
early.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe that's what I did.
Okay.
There's
yep,
no
it's
doors.
less.
There's no
I might be remembering
doors.
this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What's that? That room looks different. Should I just go back and sit at my desk? I think I should just go and sit at my desk.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh no! This game's crazy already. What have I done? I'm gonna get killed, aren't I?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what?
Oh, I'm
Since I've
Stanley.
completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
Did it?
Good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I think I pissed him off. I'm gonna listen to him this time.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
It did.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
The line's got a bit. The line's got a bit cookie. Oh, this game got weird so quickly. Peer reviews, financial record, there's more than one line.
Cut the music.
Thank you.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I agree, Tor. I think I broke him. I think me not listening to him straight away broke the game. So I think I killed the narrator's brain, but this is a nice fern. Anyway, I feel like
we're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I feel like I'm on drugs. What the fuck? We're back here.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Is there like multiple things? Is there multiple endings, or have I caused this insanity by not listening and going down, like ignoring his every instruction?
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
I'm scared.
Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Maybe would it have been a normal game?
Yes,
if
this
I just
is
listened
exciting.
to him initially?
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever
Dinosaurs.
it might be, Stanley.
Dinosaurs.
I'm ready for it.
Dinosaur.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I genuinely think I broke this game really quickly. I'm sure there's meant to be like a linear plot to it to start with, and I broke it.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Yes.
Another victory for logic.
Yes.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Yes. What?
Oh, hold up. What's this? The
I got
confusion ending.
I got an ending
You're
already.
telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Stanley dies?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
Aimless wandering is what caused this. The
Why
office is
don't
now
I get a
dead
say
end.
in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? Whatever it is that made this schedule?
This name makes
How
so
would we
much
even
sense.
know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Help. Help.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
This
so
game's
I
crazy.
hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Did it say the game restarts on its own?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I have a question. Do I just say fuck it and go to the right again? Or do I actually go to the left this time? Like, what's funnier? What's the funnier option here? I know which way I want to go, and it's that door. I don't want to go that door like the game wants it to. I want to break the game again. I want whoever's willing to put an opinion in, fire an opinion in the chat. What? Do it. Go to the right again. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm gonna make the narrator hate me.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Oh,
here.
God, no!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I killed him. I killed him. I killed him.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna go to the door on the left this time, for the first time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
First time we've been
Feeling
here.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We have our own new product. What is hot? Profits, as in like Muhammad. And then back to profits and profits. Ah, thank you, I'm unique.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
We'll just walk
And as
past
Stanley
this car.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I've also
Why
thought
did
this.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm
This
gonna have
is
to
all a dream.
throw myself off a balcony again.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
No.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
No.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head
That's a good
dictating
point.
everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me,
My thoughts, he
thinking about
thought.
how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
This game's
And while he
insane.
thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
But the
This
voice is explaining
was a
that.
part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That
Yes.
this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside.
I can
this
still
world.
walk around. I can feel my feet. I can hear myself.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
Yes.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Yes.
Please. It's all I want.
I'm
I
making the
want
button
my
noise happen.
apartment and my wife. And
I have
my
a wife?
job.
My what?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Just spamming X, by the way, guys.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must
This
be.
game's
Can
gotten
anyone hear my
mad
voice?
real
Who
quick.
am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Back in the office.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
What happened to Stanley?
Rose got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Well, I'm dead.
And
I've
although
killed
she would
Stanley.
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Yeah.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Bye, Mariella. We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game is insane.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I do it again? Do it right. Let's actually listen to the game this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Does his boss live in a Resident Evil house? What the fuck?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known that. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
A passage! This game is fucking insane. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I'm enjoying it, don't get me
Stanley
wrong.
walked straight ahead through the large door that
Mind
read
control
Mind
facility.
Control Facility.
Oh, we're listening to him this time. What's this button do?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
I was
did
up
this
there last
place
time.
hold?
I was up
Stanley
there.
thought to
I was up
himself.
there.
Did he have the strength to find out?
I've been up there. Oh my god, I can crouch.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
That
Each
one guy
bore
got
the
fired.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I can jump. I'm not going to. I want to see what the narrator actually has to say about this room. Rather than nah, spoilers, like he did last time.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm 427, aren't I? Where's 427? Where's King? There. That's my number. I'm waiting to see what my screen looks like. Okay. Button.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This is insane, by the way.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Let's do it. Let's do it. There's a big blue light over here before. What's this button do? What's this button do? Disabled, that's all. I like how this is what the game wanted me to see. Like, I was meant to find this in the first playthrough. What the fuck? This is the first playthrough, but you know, the first walkthrough.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star.
I've killed myself.
Story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
The rate is insane.
Though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yes.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this
He's
video game
judging me!
One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
The guy's insane!
Humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
Goodbye, employee
Another
427.
choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
What is this game? What have I done? The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. This game's fucking insane.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. That was a different
When Stanley
route.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I have a plan.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We're gonna go down the
Coming
escape
to a
tunnel.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below
I
his
don't remember
feet.
the number.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Passage, as I said before. There's gonna be on the there's gonna be a tunnel down the left saying escape. We're gonna try and escape. I think.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Nope.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Nice.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Don't believe you, Mr. Narrator.
At
No,
this
no.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Such a long corridor. See, I think we've done it.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
It's a different narrator.
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No, I refuse. Oh. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Huh?
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
This game's fucked, man. Which way do we go? I mean, credits. We found the credits. This is wild, man. I think I broke the game really early on, didn't I? Warzone? Fighting aliens, the action game would become sentient and would wage war. We realised shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. The fuck is going on? Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Stanley Parable game. Rewards are screenshots from the game we made. So this is the version I'm playing. Dear narrator, will the Stanley Parable have intricate quests? How many endings? Stanley Parable. Oh. Do you make JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? How is the game going? I hope it's good or better than the first one from a cool man. Are you a rock? This game's insane. I don't like that. Okay. The previous version of the choice. Okay. feel like all this is fuckery though. Not this is all fucked. Game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Huh. For a long time we had a bad ending that only ended when the player who started the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that was what they were supposed to do and frustrated. Mad. Maybe that is what I'm meant to do. It says exit down here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I don't know if I've
Can
done
you
it.
see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not.
I don't like the new
Sometimes
narrator.
these
The new
things
narrator is
cannot
way
be seen.
creepier.
But listen
Oh
to me.
no!
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be
Do I quit?
walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
Go wake up back in the office, aren't we? Oh fuck! No! No!
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business,
Is there an
Stanley took
actual
the
ending
first
to this
open
game,
door
or is
on
this
his
like,
left.
is this a game that just like fucks with you?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this another time.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
It's not calming me. It's not calming me.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Am I doing the game right, or am I just? Is it just fucked? Is this game just fucked?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I'm just mixing it up.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I thought it would, like, trigger something different. No, I just upset the narrator more.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
You never guess what I'm going to do now. Now I've heard his sarcasm.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
It might not be, though. We don't know. It might not be the boss's office this time. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? It's the boss's office.
It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
I think we need to check one more time, though.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
See, I like this part of the game. I like this. This is well worth it.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turned to your of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference.
I do think we need to check one more time, though.
That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
I do think we require one more check to make sure it's the boss's office. Just one more check.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
We really don't know.
But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go.
I
so
think
precious.
it's
so
the
fleeting.
computer room.
Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Yeah, this is it. This
There
is
we
what we
go.
want.
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get
Not
started.
me, not me.
But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
Absolute
and it's
cinema.
really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we
After all
all
this,
know
do you think we
it, which is
do
why we're
check
so
again?
starved for content that
I
makes
think
us
we'll go back
feel
down back up
sharp
one
and
more
vital
time
and
after this.
alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your
Yay.
life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This
Yeah,
is
Stanley,
the
you're
kind
important,
of
see?
gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference.
It won't let
should
me
be
go back
just around
down.
the corner here.
See, look,
somewhere.
I found a new thing by just being like, you know what? Fuck this game. I feel like this is fuck this.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
But it says stage door here.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Stanley,
Okay, it looks like they're
me
ready
dad,
for you.
age 6.
Go get 'em.
Story. The dude who came up with pizza. The guy that went to Mars. The Lord. What's that? Oh, I understand it. The Lord, a meet and greet. Wild. Doing great. This is mental. This game is insane. Let me guess, back in the office. I don't know how I get out of it, Tor.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
I don't know how I beat this game.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm finding an end. Because apparently there's a bunch of different endings to this game.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
2013?
After receiving critical and
I remember it
commercial
coming out,
success,
but I never played it.
was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new
There's
content
42
that
endings.
broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in
The original
Stanley
game had
Parable
19. This
Ultra
version has
Deluxe.
42
this
endings.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or
I think.
oh, here we
No,
go.
we are.
All right,
It has
finally, at long
potentially
last, it's on to the
42
new
endings.
content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it! It's gonna be a man with a gun, isn't it?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Finally, I press X and I get jumps. I've been trying to do this whole game. They told me they disabled it. I had an achievement saying they disabled it. Now I get to jump. Well, a trophy, not an achievement. Oh.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new
That was
content.
fun, though.
There
I
has to be
liked it.
something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If
There,
this
I
is
could
new
jump.
content, then
Very
I could just
exciting.
read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put
Do
that
it,
on the box.
do it, do
The
it, do
Stanley
it.
Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes, I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship
I'm
that's
in the
gone into
zone.
it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
I wonder
I'm
if it actually
infuriated
does.
and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It
I need
could
to-
never have lived up
I
to
need to
such
check for that test
expectations.
trophy now.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks.
No.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
This ain't right. This ain't normal.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I'm in a vent.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my
What?
favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Port. Oh, the waste.
Steam. That's a Steam reference. Buy unpressurized gas. I feel like I'm gonna get like actually murdered.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
What is this game? What is this game?
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
The original remake. A blue and a red door.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom. Done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I want to get in a serious room, I can't do it.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This game is legitimately crazy.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
I wonder if they're
Like I
real
let these
reviews or
people
not.
down.
I genuinely
Perhaps
wonder
the
if they're
Stanley
real reviews.
Parable isn't quite as sterling. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Wow.
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable.
Skip!
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Oh, it is.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button.
And skip!
Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
Skip! Oh, it's just dark.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
I'm going to run to the toilet. I'm
going
to let him keep talking, but I'm going to mute.
In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest...
Did the narrator die? I think I broke the game, guys.
But they didn't
Oh,
understand
he's
the
back.
game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the... The end is never the end, 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 is...
Crazy. I wonder if I'll actually get an ending this stream. I hope so. Holy shit. I don't know how you trigger real endings, you see. It's crazy. Because obviously, like, this is our first run through ever. This is not the end. I wonder if we'll trigger an end, and if there's like, as I said, there's 42 different endings apparently. If you get like an achievement for each one, I wonder. I don't know. I don't know how this game works. I'm enjoying it. I'm just curious how it works. Because I feel a bit poorly today, so I was going to do this as a shorter stream. So, depending on how quickly we get an ending, will depend on if we push for a second ending or not. Let me skip. That sounds like a demon. Oh, the button fell over. Is it? Please still work. Oh. A way out. There's not anything left. The world broke. Did we just walk? Okay, good. I was gonna say, where's like somebody in the right? Oh, got a dump. This could be back in the office, isn't it? Ah!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I had to see what it was.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable,
Parable.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
The end
An
is never
entirely
again.
new
The end
experience, built
again.
from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Two.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which
Surely
speaks
it will
the name
know.
of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Okay.
Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
My name is Jim. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go.
here
let's
we
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
My name's Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim.
All right, let's be Jim.
Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply?
I do.
Are you really, truly Jim
I
right now?
really am Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Oh my God! How do you know? That's wild.
Yes,
That's
you
crazy.
see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the
wow.
second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
I'd spend
Let's
40
take
quid
a
on it.
break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal value.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
No, I'm Jim
I'm
now.
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all
Jim.
sense of who
Jim.
you actually
Jim.
are.
Jim.
I can't Jim anymore. I liked being Jim. He removed my ability to Jim. Who am I? If I can't be Jim, then who am I? Who am I?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2.
You could,
That would
you could.
actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
button that says Jim.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Free new and easy trophy. I'll go get a new trophy. For the leader.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
They can't actually be a test trophy. I don't want to check and have the game break. I shall look after I end the stream to see if it's actually a test trophy.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Let's do it!
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well.
Give me 20 more.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Aww. Back to the epilogue. That's new. Oh. The reassurance bucket. What the fuck is that, boy? Let's go see what the narrator says about the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
It is very
that
confusing.
It engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will
I could
fill
do with
your
that right
mind
now
and
because I'm
your
feeling
heart.
very worked up. I'm being very, very
As
stressed.
long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Let me
You
have a
may
bucket.
even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be
Let me have the
honest,
bucket. It's so
it's
close.
a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it?
Yes.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
This
And in
is
fact,
incredible.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley
Just pick it
Parable
up.
2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
It's a good bucket.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And
Mini
what's
Stanley?
truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
None.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Brutal, by the way. No, I can walk towards it, okay. Am I going to lose my bucket for this trophy, for this collectible? I don't want to lose the bucket. Can I put it in the bucket, maybe? Nice!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Let's go to the exit. Pardon me.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yes.
Ready to
yes.
move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I love the
know it's
bucket.
not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Let's do it.
Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different
There's a
arrangement.
hole, there's a hole.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
There's an even bigger hole.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how
Game's
good these
insane,
gags
by the
are,
way.
they wouldn't stand on their
Genuinely
own.
insane.
They
Love
would
it.
need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait,
That's true.
maybe that's it.
Let's
I
just
can
play
take
the original.
Stanley Parable
Yes,
and simply,
yes.
well,
Port it in.
insert a few of my
Yeah.
new features into it. Tastefully, of
A hole-
course.
a hole
with
right there.
respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Cool.
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I'm playing the Stanley Parable 2 before I even get to...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
I do.
Perhaps
The
his
bucket's
boss's
helping.
office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I think it was the bucket that knew.
Guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It is. The bucket has all the answers.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Me and the bucket are curious to what this means. Don't tell the bucket, it will spoil it.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Ah, no!
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
See, we're here for each other, me and this bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one.
Did we go down last time?
For the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. Stanley and the bucket waited.
We've not pressed off here yet, have we? So.
Was it over?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
They had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive
I think
door.
Stanley and the bucket could get married.
Wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out. Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
It's getting more insane, isn't it? Look at it. It's I have a plan.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I have a plan.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I want to see what happens
Feeling a
if I
wave
just
of
turn the
disbelief,
system off.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
If I just do it.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah,
Do it,
blah,
Papa.
blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons.
What?
Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
We're just going to press off. We're going to go through this whole rigmarole and then just turn the system off, leaving the bucket behind. This might be the only way
Stanley walked straight
Stanley
ahead
gets
through
to
the large
leave.
door that read Mind Control Facility.
If not, we're going to try the escape route about 9 times.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This game's insane, by the way. It's fun. Insane.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Even the
And
boss is there,
Stanley,
look.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Nothing. You're nothing but an imitation. Sorry,
This
Victor
mind
Gideon
control
lives in my head rent free.
facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What happens if? What do you think's going to happen if I just press off this time?
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
We got close to
His
the ending,
own
but it wouldn't
life
let me have
in
it because I had the
someone
bucket.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
So this might
Wasn't
give
it?
us an ending.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy
sad,
or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past
this might
began
give
to sink
us-
in, Stanley decided that
This might do something. This might let Stanley leave. This might give him an out.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
I wonder if it
Freedom
stops
was
this time or
mere
not.
moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized
clearly a
none of this
crazy
mattered
amount
to
of
him,
options.
for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
I'm just sad the
Whatever
bucket
life
didn't
he
get to
lives,
leave.
it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This
Wow.
was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Or was he? Oh, beat the game. Complete the Stanley Parable. Nice. Okay, that we have an ending then.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how
I
this
fell
bucket
and
was
died off
speaking
this
to
last
him.
time.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Of course, that's what the bucket wants.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
There's nothing to do in here. Oh, there's a bucket, there's a bucket.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him,
The
but I don't know
bucket,
how I can
the
convince him. I
bucket.
don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket.
It can't think. It can't talk.
It
All it
can.
will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't
I
do anything else.
disagree.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket.
The bucket.
This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he
The
doesn't need me
bucket
anymore.
is all that matters.
From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
It's a very nice shiny bucket.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
See? Even he's falling for the bucket now.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
It's better.
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
So we live the same day over and over and over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
It's not just a
Now I feel
bucket,
some
it's
need
my
to point
bucket.
out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket. Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong
Don't
with me?
make
I
me
don't
shout at the
understand.
bucket.
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to
Now.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Bucket. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game's mental.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't know how
Stanley
this...
felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on
We've only been
track.
down here once before, you see.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to
Right.
the right, my mistake.
Oh no.
No, not the
This
right.
one.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I'll begin the game again or quit.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish.
What happens if we go quit to main menu? We're back at Stanley Parable 2. What the fuck? I want to see how. Oh my god! I think I broke the game. So let's begin the game again. And let's see if the bucket's here this time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No. I have an idea.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket
We're
tightly
gonna go to
to
the
his chest
escape tunnel
and
with the
entered
bucket.
the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
We've had a solid 2 hours of what the fuck. This is an insane game. We're going to try the escape tunnel with the bucket. See what
Stanley
that
and the
does for
bucket
us.
walked straight ahead through the large door that
No,
read
no.
Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
The bucket might
The
give
door
us a
behind them was
saving.
not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into
Stanley
a very painful
and the
death
bucket.
for each of them. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is
That's
what
a good point,
Stanley
actually.
thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
But
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
welcome you to the grand exhibit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
This game is legitimately insane.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh God.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I.
Turn
that will
Stanley
right
into
this
a bucket.
terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Nice. Right. As much as I'm having fun playing this, I've had a rough day for sleep-wise. I don't feel 100% well, like I said at the beginning. So I've done 2 hours. I'm gonna call it here for the night. Sorry, it's only a relatively short stream, but we're gonna raid out to somebody, and I'm gonna get a bit of sleep. Just because nobody I know is online, we're gonna raid out to the shrimp because the shrimp are fun. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Thank you everybody for being in. Enjoy the shrimp. Bye guys.